Welcome to Mortal Kombat. Our story begins in the mystical and beautiful realm known as Edenia. On this fateful day, King Jared, the noble ruler of Edenia, presents a priceless, magically infused necklace to his beloved daughter, Princess Kitana. This wasn't an ordinary piece of jewelry. Jared had acquired it directly from Raiden, the revered god of thunder. As Kitana looks at the gift, a heavy silence falls over the palace. King Jared is preparing himself for a definitive, brutal confrontation, a literal death match in the legendary Mortal Kombat tournament. The stakes could not be higher. King Jared is the absolute last fighter standing for Edenia. Every single warrior before him has fallen in battle. Time has run out, and the skies darken as Shao Kahn arrives. He is the fearsome emperor of Outworld, acting as his realm's ultimate champion. Shao Kahn is driven by an insatiable lust for power and an ambition to conquer every realm in existence. Up until this moment, Outworld has brutally defeated Edenia multiple times. As the opening bell sounds, Jared and Shao Kahn collide with catastrophic force, unleashing their entire arsenals of power. The rule of the Elder Gods is absolute. If Outworld defeats Edenia for the 10th consecutive time, Shao Kahn will earn the sovereign right to conquer and merge Edenia into his empire. His cruel plan is to enslave every single soul, strip the land of its natural resources, and leave nothing but desolation. Willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, King Jared fights with his entire soul to protect his kingdom, but Shao Kahn's raw malice is overwhelming. With a crushing blow, Shao Kahn defeats and executes King Jared. Edenia falls. To avoid a complete genocide, the citizens of Edenia submit to slavery. In a final twist of cruel irony, Shao Kahn decides to adopt the young Kitana, raising her as his own daughter. Years pass, and we shift to the present day. Kitana has grown into a formidable warrior, always under the watchful eye of her personal bodyguard and closest confidant, Jade. We see them locked in an intense, high-speed training session, trading lightning-fast blows as Kitana sharpens her lethal skills. When their sparring session concludes, Jade presents Kitana with a customized weapon, a traditional hand fan lined with razor-sharp steel blades. Kitana examines the deadly weapon, deeply impressed by its design, and decides to adopt the steel fans as her signature weapon. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Kitana admits to Jade that over all these years of hardship, she has come to view her not just as a guard, but as a true sister. Shortly after, Kitana enters the royal throne room to meet with her adoptive father, Shao Kahn. Beside him stands Queen Sindel, King Jared's former wife and Kitana's biological mother, who has shockingly chosen to become Shao Kahn's loyal partner. The tense family dynamic is interrupted by Shang Tsung, the treacherous sorcerer serving the emperor. He brings critical intelligence. For centuries, Shao Kahn has been searching for a legendary relic known as the amulet, an artifact capable of instantly healing any wound, no matter how fatal. Shang Tsung reveals that the amulet was securely hidden inside Raiden's sacred temple until it was recently stolen by the mercenary Kano. Seeking absolute immortality, Shao Kahn barks out a ruthless order: find Kano, capture him alive, and seize the amulet at all costs. Meanwhile, across the dimensional void in Earthrealm, we shift to the flashy world of 1990s Hollywood. Johnny Cage, a charismatic and world-famous action movie star, is at the absolute peak of his physical prime. Thanks to his jaw-dropping martial arts skills, Johnny has just won the Best Fighter award at a prestigious film festival. However, as the timeline shifts closer to the modern day, Johnny's career has begun to stall. The phone has stopped ringing, the movie offers are drying up, and age is catching up to him. While going about his daily routine, trying to figure out his next career move, Johnny is suddenly blindsided. Out of nowhere, the Thunder God Raiden and Special Forces operative Sonya Blade appear right in front of him. Cutting straight to the chase, Raiden delivers a shocking revelation. Johnny Cage has been chosen by the Elder Gods to represent Earthrealm as its champion in the next Mortal Kombat tournament. Johnny laughs it off, assuming it's an elaborate prank or a movie pitch. But Raiden explains that the final outcome of this tournament will literally determine whether planet Earth survives or is annihilated. Johnny scoffs at the warning, calling it absolute nonsense. But his skepticism vanishes in an instant when Raiden unleashes a crackling surge of raw lightning, opening a shimmering, magical portal. Forced to face reality, Johnny steps through the portal and arrives at Raiden's hidden temple. There, Sonya drops another bombshell. Johnny is actually a replacement. He is filling the spot of Kung Lao, Earthrealm's previous champion, who was brutally murdered by Shang Tsung. Their upcoming opponent is none other than than the nightmarish forces of Outworld. As Johnny looks around, he watches a grueling training session featuring Earthrealm's remaining 3 warriors, the cybernetically enhanced Jax, the fierce combatant Cole, and the disciplined Shaolin monk Liu Kang. Johnny is paralyzed with shock when he witnesses these 3 executing supernatural abilities that defy all laws of human physics. Terrified by the realization that losing a match in Mortal Kombat means a guaranteed, brutal death, Johnny flatly refuses to participate. He argues that he is just an actor with no magical energy or superpowers, unlike the rest of the team. Raiden steps forward, his voice echoing with grave urgency. He warns Johnny that Earthrealm has already lost 9 consecutive tournaments to Outworld. If Earthrealm loses for the 10th time, Shao Kahn will invade, enslave humanity, and plunge Earth into eternal darkness. Sonya tries to appeal to Johnny's ego and past glory, reminding him that before he was a movie star, he was an elite, undefeated karate champion. But Johnny refuses to be a sacrificial lamb in a blood sport. Turning his back on the fate of the world, Johnny walks back through the portal, abandoning the temple. Back in the grim wastes of Outworld, a sinister sorcerer named Quan Chi is using dark magic to resurrect the fallen warrior Kung Lao. It turns out that Quan Chi is performing this necromancy under the direct, explicit orders of Shao Kahn, who wants to build an unstoppable army. Using advanced, glowing incantations, Quan Chi also successfully resurrects Kano. Kano awakens in a panic, clutching his face as he remembers losing his right eye, which previously fired a cybernetic laser during a vicious fight against Sonya Blade. To show his loyalty, Kano hands the stolen amulet over to Quan Chi. In exchange, the sorcerer fulfills his dark promise, replacing Kano's ruined eye with a brand new, highly advanced cybernetic laser eye. The sands of time run out, and the first official round of Mortal Kombat begins. Miles away on Earth, Johnny Cage is trying to forget the madness by relaxing at a local bar, minding his own business. Suddenly, the fabric of space rips open, and he is forcefully teleported right into the center of the Mortal Kombat arena. Ready or not, the Elder Gods have forced his hand. To make matters worse, Johnny looks across the arena and realizes his first opponent is Princess Kitana, representing Outworld. Though Johnny's ordinary human strength is vastly outmatched by Kitana's royal training and supernatural agility, he refuses to give up. He fights like a man possessed, dodging lethal strikes because he knows losing means death. Step by step, Kitana's overwhelming speed corners Johnny, trapping him under her blade. Watching from his throne, Shao Kahn screams at Kitana to execute Johnny and secure an immediate victory for Outworld. Kitana delivers a definitive strike, securing the win. With the conclusion of the first match, the second bout begins immediately. Sonya Blade steps up to represent Earthrealm, facing off against Queen Sindel of Outworld. It quickly becomes clear that Sindel is a nightmare to fight. Thanks to Shao Kahn's horrific biological experiments, her voice can project lethal, flesh-tearing sonic waves. Fortunately, Sonya's specialized military training and unique energy abilities allow her to match Sindel blow for blow. After a spectacular, high-stakes duel that pushes Sonya to her absolute limits, she manages to land a fatal counterattack, killing Sindel and securing a massive victory for Earthrealm. When the dust settles from the first round, Johnny Cage wakes up gasping for air inside Raiden's temple. Raiden informs him that because of his defeat at the hands of Kitana, he is officially disqualified from the tournament. As the reality sinks in, Johnny realizes something profound. Kitana deliberately spared his life. She had the chance to execute him under Shao Kahn's orders, but she chose to let him live. Raiden looks at the brooding actor and reassures him that the Elder Gods never make mistakes. There is a powerful, hidden reason why Johnny was chosen to represent Earth. Raiden believes that deep within Johnny lies an extraordinary, untapped power waiting to be unlocked, a power that could save Earthrealm from Shao Kahn's tyranny. Meanwhile, in the dark corners of Outworld, Quan Chi completes his modifications on Kano, fully calibrating his devastating new laser eye. Seizing a moment of distraction, Kitana secretly activates the magical properties of the necklace Raiden gave her, using it to teleport directly into Raiden's temple. When she arrives, she meets with the Thunder God, revealing a massive secret. Kitana has been acting as a double agent, serving as Raiden's secret ally to overthrow Shao Kahn from the inside. Kitana delivers a chilling warning. Because of Kano's betrayal, Shao Kahn now possesses the amulet. If the Emperor figures out how to fully unlock its cosmic healing properties, he will become an unstoppable god with infinite power. Before she teleports back, Kitana makes a personal, heartfelt plea to the Earthrealm warriors. She begs them to spirit Jade's life away if they face her in the upcoming rounds, explaining that Jade is like a sister to her. However, the moment Kitana materializes back in Outworld, she finds Jade waiting in the shadows. Jade has caught her red-handed and uncovered the secret alliance between Kitana and Raiden. Loyal to the Empire, Jade fiercely warns Kitana Kitana to stop this treason immediately if she values her life, proving that Jade's allegiance to the military machine of Outworld is absolute. With time running out, Raiden gathers his remaining Earthrealm fighters to deliver a crucial briefing. The second round of Mortal Kombat will consist of 3 distinct, consecutive matches. Earthrealm will be represented by Jax, Cole, and Liu Kang. Suddenly, a dark energy fills the room as Kung Lao appears. However, he is no longer the hero he once was. Resurrected as a corrupted, soulless thrall of Outworld, Kung Lao launches a surprise attack, viciously slicing Raiden across the neck. The protector of Earthrealm falls to the ground, critically wounded. Before the team can react, Shang Tsung materializes, holding the amulet high. Capitalizing on Raiden's weakened state, Shang Tsung uses the artifact to forcibly drain a massive portion of the Thunder God's divine energy. Power surging through the relic, Shang Tsung vanishes into thin air and delivers the charged amulet to Quan Chi. The Dark Sorcerer channels the stolen godlike energy directly into Shao Kahn's body. The transformation is terrifying. Shao Kahn achieves absolute immortality, gaining rapid cellular regeneration alongside Raiden's lightning abilities. The heavy air of doom hangs over the arena as the second round officially begins. In the first match, Jax steps into the arena against Jade. Jax uses his overwhelming cybernetic strength to dominate the fight. However, remembering Kitana's mercy toward Johnny, Jax honors the pact and leaves Jade alive after defeating her. Next up is the second match. Cole steps forward to face the empowered Shao Kahn. Armed with his specialized mystical armor and weapons, Cole fights magnificently. He manages to bypass the Emperor's defenses and delivers what should have been a flawless, fatal strike. But the joy is short-lived. Thanks to the amulet's regeneration power, Shao Kahn's mortal wound heals completely in a fraction of a second. Turning the tide instantly, Shao Kahn unleashes a brutal counteroffensive, overpowering Cole and mercilessly executing him on the spot. The third match begins with a heavy heart as Liu Kang steps up to face his former brother-in-arms, Kung Lao. Ever since his resurrection, Kung Lao's mind has been completely warped. He genuinely believes that Shao Kahn is the true savior of humanity and that Earthrealm must fall for its own good. Blinded by this brainwashing, Kung Lao fights with terrifying, lethal intent, trying to slaughter Liu Kang. Liu Kang is forced onto the defensive, fighting with tears in his eyes to avoid being murdered by the man he considered a brother. Realizing there is no saving his friend's soul within this match, Liu Kang is forced to make a heartbreaking choice. He delivers a lethal blow, killing Kung Lao once again. Standing over the body, a devastated Liu Kang vows that he will find a way to properly resurrect Kung Lao and restore his true soul in the future. Winning the match, Liu Kang rushes back to Raiden's temple. Though Raiden has survived the assassination attempt, he is terribly weakened, his divine spark dimming because the amulet holds his stolen power. Meanwhile, deep within Outworld, Quan Chi receives a new command from Shao Kahn: resurrect Bi-Han, the cryomancer universally feared as Sub-Zero. As the villains plot, Kitana once again slips away to meet with Raiden's desperate faction. She warns them that Shao Kahn's immortality makes him unbeatable in a standard fight. The Earthrealm champions now face a seemingly impossible suicide mission. They must infiltrate Outworld, locate the physical amulet, and destroy it to strip Shao Kahn of his healing factor and restore Raiden's godhood. Kitana reveals that the genuine artifact is kept inside a highly secure, heavily guarded vault deep within Shao Kahn's royal palace. She quickly maps out a stealth blueprint for the team to sneak inside. Using the last of Raiden's fading magic to open a gateway, the Earthrealm team teleports to a wasteland village populated by the Tarkatan tribe, a race of mutated, blade-armed warriors. Liu Kang approaches their brutal tribal chieftain, Baraka, pleading with him to join forces and rebel against Shao Kahn. It is a well-known fact that the Tarkatans have been enslaved and victimized by the Emperor for generations. However, Baraka proudly rejects the alliance, pointing out that Liu Kang's small group doesn't have a massive army to back up their grand rebellion. As an alternative, Liu Kang challenges Baraka to a formal one-on-one duel, proposing that if Baraka loses, the Tarkatans must honorably join their cause. Baraka scoffs at the offer, completely ignoring them. Realizing they desperately need the Tarkatans to succeed, Johnny Cage steps forward, using his Hollywood charisma and quick wit to manipulate the situation. He loudly insults Baraka, calling him an absolute coward who hides behind his tribe. Infuriated by the insult, Baraka accepts the challenge, but with a twist. He refuses to fight Liu Kang. He demands to fight Johnny Cage personally to paint the arena with his blood. Johnny is forced into the arena, absolutely terrified. He has no superpowers, no magic, and is facing a monster with arm blades. As Baraka viciously corners him, slicing through the air, Johnny begins to panic. Seeing him lose his footing, Sonya screams from the sidelines, telling him to stop acting like a victim, man up, and become the fearless action hero he plays on the silver silver screen. Sonya's words spark something deep within Johnny's soul. Channeling his lifetime of elite karate training, Johnny fights with newfound bravery, executing dazzling, high-speed martial arts acrobatics. He manages to land a devastating, precision strike to Baraka's vital pressure points, sending the massive chieftain crashing to the ground in immense pain. As Baraka recovers, he stands up and smiles. Impressed by Johnny's raw courage and unorthodox fighting style, Baraka honors his word and declares Johnny the winner. As their reward, Baraka leads the Earthrealm team to a hidden subterranean tunnel network that bypasses the palace's external defenses. After quietly neutralizing the underground guards, Baraka departs, having fulfilled his honor-bound duty. Unbeknownst to the team, Jade has tracked Kitana's movements, arresting her and dragging her directly before Shao Kahn. Desperate to protect her mother Sindel from execution, Kitana confesses that she traveled to Earthrealm multiple times. However, she spins a brilliant web of lies to conceal her secret alliance with Raiden. Unfortunately, Shao Kahn sees right through the deception. Declaring her actions an act of high treason against the Empire, he orders Kitana to be locked in a cage in the public square, serving as a brutal warning to anyone else contemplating rebellion. Meanwhile, Liu Kang successfully infiltrates the palace interior, locating the authentic amulet housed inside a reinforced, energy-shielded vault. Suddenly, Shao Kahn ambushes him and a fierce battle erupts. Despite unleashing his most powerful martial arts techniques, Liu Kang's strikes do nothing against the Emperor's rapid healing. Just as Liu Kang is about to be overwhelmed, Jax bursts into the room. While Liu Kang distracts the tyrant, Jax uses his cybernetic strength to violently pry open the secure vault. As Jax turns to block a devastating hammer blow from Shao Kahn, Sonya and Johnny rush in to secure the artifact. But before they can grab it, the newly resurrected Sub-Zero, now completely loyal to Shao Kahn, swoops in, snatches the amulet, and escapes to a secure location. After brutally overpowering and killing Jax, Shao Kahn teleports himself to the grand arena prepared for the third and final round of Mortal Kombat. Liu Kang and Sonya are forcefully teleported alongside him, realizing they are the last two fighters left to defend Earth. At the same time, Johnny Cage finds himself cornered by Kano and a battalion of Royal Palace guards. In a shocking twist, Kano uses his devastating new laser eye to instantly vaporize the guards, instead of attacking Johnny. Kano explains that he realizes Shao Kahn will eventually betray him, and he wants to switch sides so he can live a comfortable life on Earth. To prove his loyalty, Kano reveals a massive secret. Sub-Zero has taken the amulet to the Netherrealm, the literal underworld of the dead. Using a desperate gateway opened by the weakened Raiden, Johnny and Kano plunge into the nightmarish Netherrealm. There, they encounter Hanzo Hasashi, the legendary Hellspawn warrior known as Scorpion. Thanks to his unyielding willpower and burning fury, Hanzo has altered the reality of his pocket dimension, turning a portion of hell into a beautiful oasis. Kano explains that Sub-Zero is nearby, and the mention of that name ignites Scorpion's hellfire. Hanzo remembers the ancient blood feud. Sub-Zero was the man who mercilessly slaughtered his wife and child centuries ago. Driven by a thirst for vengeance, Scorpion agrees to guide them and eliminate Sub-Zero once and for all. It doesn't take long for Hanzo to track down Sub-Zero, who has shed his old identity to become Noob Saibot, an entity powered by pure shadow magic. Noob Saibot mocks Scorpion, boasting that his death has unlocked unlimited power. The two eternal rivals clash in an apocalyptic, earth-shattering battle of fire and shadow. While Scorpion handles the main villain, Johnny and Kano are forced to fight off hordes of lethal shadow clones to reach the amulet in Noob Saibot's grasp. Back in the grand arena of Outworld, the final round is a disaster. Shao Kahn ruthlessly defeats Liu Kang. Seeing her ally fall, Sonya uses a massive burst of her kinetic energy to shatter the chains binding Kitana's cage, freeing the princess. Shao Kahn immediately turns his fury on Sonya, beating her into unconsciousness, but leaving her alive to watch his ultimate triumph. Stepping over the fallen heroes, Kitana looks at the tyrant with pure disgust. Fed up with the centuries of bloodshed, oppression, and cruelty, Kitana raises her steel fans and loudly proclaims her defection. She is now an official warrior of Earthrealm. By the ancient laws of the tournament, switching allegiances dynamically alters the brackets, forcing the closed tournament to reopen for one final, conclusive match. Back in the Netherrealm, the battle is reaching a crisis point. A shadow clone corners Johnny, threatening to tear him apart if he doesn't surrender the amulet, which Johnny had managed to intercept. Executing a desperate, wild evasion maneuver, Johnny leaps through a closing portal, knocking himself unconscious as the amulet slips from his hand. Simultaneously, Hanzo unleashes his full demonic power, destroying Noob Saibot's main shadow avatar. However, the real Noob Saibot manages to snatch the amulet back into his hands. Just as all hope seems lost, Jade secretly arrives in the Netherrealm to assist Raiden's faction from the shadows. Together, the combined, relentless assault of Jade, Kano, and Scorpion begins to break Noob Saibot's defenses. As the battle rages, Johnny Cage begins to stir, hearing the ethereal, encouraging whisper of Raiden echoing in his subconscious. Remembering the Thunder God's wisdom about the untapped potential hidden within him, Johnny experiences a profound awakening. A brilliant, emerald green aura of ancestral energy explodes around his body. With a spectacular, superhuman flying kick, the empowered Johnny Cage smashes directly through Noob Saibot, shattering the amulet into 1,000 glowing pieces. In an instant, the cosmic feedback loop occurs. Across the realms, Raiden's eyes glow with thunderous power as his full divine strength returns instantly, allowing him to easily bring a terrified Shang Tsung to his knees. In the Outworld arena, the destruction of the artifact causes Shao Kahn to violently convulse as his rapid regeneration and stolen thunder magic vanish into thin air. He is mortal once again. Seizing the absolute moment of vulnerability, Kitana launches forward, using her razor-sharp steel fans to deliver a fatal, slicing blow to the Emperor's throat. The tyrant is dead. Kitana turns to the gathered masses of Edenia, her voice ringing across the kingdom, commanding her people to lift their heads and never bow to a tyrant again. The crowd erupts into deafening cheers, throwing their full support behind Kitana as the rightful, newly crowned Queen of Edenia. Returning to the palace, Kitana officially pardons Jade for her past opposition, recognizing that her tactical assistance in the Netherrealm was instrumental in saving existence. With the Mortal Kombat tournament officially concluded and Earthrealm declared the undisputed victor, Johnny Cage visits Baraka's tribe to personally thank them and share the epic tale of how an ordinary actor helped save the universe. Soon after, Raiden and Sonya arrive at the celebration. To ensure permanent peace, Kano arrives dragging a heavily bound and defeated Quan Chi as his prisoner. Using the captured sorcerer's dark magic, Raiden's faction begins the process of resurrecting the noble Earthrealm warriors who laid down their lives in the conflict. The realms are safe, justice has been served, and the tragedy of the past has finally been rewritten. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next movie recap.